On the agenda tonight, we're going to be attempting to answer the question of whether it's possible to sing and dance at the same time. Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus and welcome to another analysis video. If you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. So this is a topic that's been thrown around recently in the comments section because of some performers who do a lot of dancing or a lot of movement on stage and might rely on either lip syncing or auto-tuning their voice in order to fill those gaps, because a lot of fans do say that, well, if you are dancing a lot, then it's understandable to be lip syncing or using auto-tune because nobody can do those two things at the same time. So what we're going to be jumping into is having a look at Pink, who performed recently, and it was her song called Try. And to answer the question that I was asked about this performance, as always, links in the description below to the videos that I'm looking at in tonight's analysis video. But let's have a look and a listen.
Wonder about what he's doing, how it all turns. Sometimes I think that it's better to never ask why.
So you can see the amount of movement going on already. You know, when I say about, gymnastics, probably more so than dancing, you can hear that it sounds like a live vocal. And she's got the headset mic on as well. And you can see that actually she's really accurate with it.
Where there is desire, there is gonna be a flame. Where there is...
And there, when she gets launched up into the air, you can hear on Flame that because of the physical movement involved, that affects the vocal. And this is absolutely a live vocal, to answer that question that came with the request. Absolutely live, no doubt about it. And even when there's silence, it's good to watch the amount of movement going on because we have to take this into consideration. And yeah, when she gets launched, you can hear her voice wobble a little bit.
Where there is a flame, someone's bound to get burned. But just because it burns doesn't mean you're gonna die. You gotta get up and try.
And there you heard, because she's pushing up off the ground,
You gotta get up.
on up, you heard that little bit of, but the kind of more of a push because, she's squatting up into the air, jumping after squatting. So you can hear the change in the vocal because of the amount of movement going on. And actually here, this should be a D4 rather than a D sharp 4. So all of the movement does have an effect on pitch, but it doesn't mean that you can't sing and perform. I mean, Pink is just the ultimate performer. I mean, just being able to do this. And first of all, to even attempt doing this, you've got to be so in shape. You've got to be able to manage your breath while doing this physical activity. And by the way, this is not easy stuff that she's doing. And even there, the A sharp 4, it should have been the A4. So with all of the movement, she's going slightly sharp of where she should be.
You gotta get up and try.
There's a great giveaway. When you are thrown onto a bed like that, that will happen. You'll lose all of the air from your lungs.
Funny how the heart can be deceiving more than just a couple times. Why do we fall in love so easy, even when it's not right?
Can I just say, what she just did there was insane. I mean, anybody that's got, a history of maybe hitting the gym, keeping yourself in shape, there, when I said that this is beyond dancing, she's gone from a handstand into then lifting her whole upper body, and this is like, if you've just tried to do it, if you can do a sit-up, if you can't do a sit-up, maybe you could appreciate the strength, the core strength that is required to do this. Because in the gym, you might do decline, crunches where you've got your legs, over a bench. And if you get really good at it, you'll be able to decline and hold your body there with just the strength of your abs and your core. But she's going one stage further than this and actually lifting her whole body up from a handstand. I'm going to watch that again. I mean, that is insane. I mean, this is absolutely just a standalone performance. Anyway, you guys can go and watch this video, obviously with the backing. I'm looking at the vocals because you want to hear that live vocal. So, back to the request. Is it possible to dance and sing live? Absolutely. And the thing that you have to consider as an artist, and Pink is what I would consider a true artist. I've never, ever seen her lip sync or use auto-tune or anything like that. And I've seen her do, crazy gymnastic type stuff, hanging upside down and still singing live. You can absolutely do it. Doesn't mean that you might be slightly less accurate, looking at a graph like this, of course, because you're placing an extra demand on the body to do two things at once that are physically demanding. So you will lose a little bit of pitch accuracy. But now it's a question of, right, well, do I want to sing live and do all the dancing, or do I want to not worry about the live singing because I want to do the dancing? And that's always going to be the question that the artist has to ask themselves. If we're thinking about, right, okay, I want to be able to sing live and do the dancing, guess what? You're going to have to train. And I'm not talking about just, going on a treadmill or cycling and singing at the same time. I mean proper training. And singers who are performing in the West End and on Broadway night after night, not only that, sometimes 2 shows a day, and they are doing physically active roles and they are singing really well and on pitch night after night, show after show. How are those performers doing it? Are they lip syncing? Absolutely not. Are they using auto-tune? Absolutely not. Have they trained for years, if not their whole life, in order to be able to perform to that level and sing to that level at the same time? Absolutely. That's what it takes. It takes years of training to get to that level, to be able to do 2 physically demanding things at the same time to a high level. Now, if an artist thinks, right, okay, I want to do dancing in my show, but I also want to sing, it'll get to a point where you cross the line, where you'll realise, oh, I can't do these 2 things. And then you've got the option. Do you go down the training route of spending months, maybe 6 months training to get yourself to where you need to be in order to complete your show and do those 2 things that are physically demanding at the same time? Or do you find something that can give you a shortcut, which means you don't have to worry about one of those things? Obviously, if you're wanting to dance, the vocal is the thing that you're going to have to make the concession on. And again, this is all down to the person as an artist and what they want to do. Because there are some artists like Pink who will not make any concessions about her vocal and performing live. But there are other artists that don't mind either lip syncing or using auto-tune because they want to dance at the same time. And again, it's just an artistic choice. And it is, something that you have to take into consideration when you're comparing artists and singers, and that's something that people love to do. When you're comparing one with another, you've got to accept that it's an artistic choice, and one has decided to do it and one has decided not to do it. And I'm talking about the training that's involved in order to achieve this. I mean, doing it live, because we're talking about performing, dancing, entertaining, all that kind of stuff. I have to go to this alternate universe where there's somebody called Tina Turner who at the age of 60 was doing this, and this is an isolated vocal.
I bet you're gonna find some people. Don't have to worry. if you got no money.
And this is actually the end of her Wembley show, by the way, so she's done a whole show.
People on the river are happy to get. The wheel keep on turning. Proud Mary, keep on going. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Just let me rolling, 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 rolling.
But anyway, you can go and watch this video. Of course, she's doing a lot of dancing during this performance. And just to give you a little bit of context, we can go back to 1982. Oh yeah, so here we go. Dancing and then into a vocal.
Come down to the river.
I mean, she is so spot on, and this is a 10-minute performance of Proud Mary, by the way, to give you an idea of how long she's performing for, she's dancing for, and then when she comes in, she's just straight in with a na 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 na. She's bang on pitch, the F4, after doing all of this dancing. But yeah, I mean, Tina Turner was just on a totally different level as an entertainer, as a vocalist, and the choreography and all that kind of stuff. But it goes to prove that you can do it. And Tina was a great example of a seasoned professional and performer who's been training her whole life for this kind of thing. It's physically demanding. And you could tell that she was in shape all the time. Even at the age of 60, she could still do all of the dancing because she kept herself at that kind of level. So, yeah, in answer to the question, first of all, the Pink vocal is totally live. But secondly, yes, it is absolutely possible to sing and dance at the same time, and even dance to quite an energetic level, something that's physically demanding, as Pink has just shown. But you have to train. That's it. Nothing comes easy. The only way that it will come easy is by making some kind of concession on one part of it. And again, that's an artistic choice that people either choose to do or don't choose to do. It's totally up to them. And however you feel about that is how you feel about that. It's all subjective. Anyway, thank you guys for requesting for me to take a look at that Pink performance and asking me the question as well. As always, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!